Hey everyone, welcome back to the Monday morning drawing group with me, Jason Leeser. I am not Jake Meeks, even though that might be on the title. And thank you for joining Guy Aitchison's Reinventing the Tattoo Community, where tattooers, apprentices, collectors, and the curious are encouraged to join in these live streams, real world events. Hold on. Real world events, share, inspire, and ultimately create better art and tattoos together every day. We beam out nearly every day, and with your help, have evolved into a quality network of amazing live and on-demand tattoo and art shows that have all been receiving great reviews. Artists, feel free to zoom in by clicking on the link in the events area of the Reinventing the Tattoo community. You may be beaming in from YouTube or Facebook or listening to the podcast, but you can always get the latest event schedule and notifications at the official Reinventing the Tattoo community found at both the app stores, the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, or directly at community.reinventingthetattoo.com. All Reinventing the Tattoo Network shows, art jams, drawing groups, interviews, panels, webinars, seriously, all of it can be enjoyed on demand and found in the library, as well as the YouTube and podcast channels. There are countless tattoo and art rabbit holes for you to dive into. It's perfect for the front room of your tattoo studio or to entertain tattoo clients. I myself have put it on quite a few times and they seem to love it. In fact, we're actually beaming out 4 channels, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you can access that by going to reinventing247.com. If you go to reinventing247.com right now, you can enter to win a goodie bag, which is filled with Cheyenne sample cartridges, some samples of raw pigments. I know at one point in time we were giving away t-shirts in the goodie bags. You never really know what's going to be in it. It's kind of like a surprise. We've got people donating things from all over. And we give those out as much as we can, but you never really know what's going to be in stock. So, we're sending out sample bags as much as we can. We have some weekly staple shows. For example, on Sundays at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, you have the Reinventing Drawing Group with me, Jason Leeser, where I go through and I discuss different types of art and drawing techniques. Maybe I'm working on a painting. Maybe I'm working on homework from that week from the subscriber exercises. We're always working on something different. We always try to create a lively discussion to help, lift people up and help encourage them in their quest for being a tattooer. Monday mornings, we have the Monday Morning Drawing Group at 9 a.m. East Coast time. All times are East Coast time, by the way. At 9 p.m., we have the Tattoo Weekly on Sundays. I forgot to mention that. I apologize. Where Jake Meeks and Lauren Gregory and Gabe Ripley all get together and they discuss current news in the tattoo world. They discuss current developments and current advancements, as well as some interesting topics that people have found in relationship to the tattoo industry as a whole. It's definitely worth checking out every single one. There's some absolutely incredible information that they are sharing. As I mentioned, 9 a.m., we have this drawing group. And then at 9 p.m. Monday evenings, we have a subscriber exclusive drawing group with Guy Aitchison himself, where we always try to go over different aspects and different tricks that we can use in our tattoos to really help take them to another level. I know for one unit, we discussed focus. Another unit, we discussed priority. We went over color in another unit. Right now, we're working on anatomy, right? So last week, we did hands. I'm not quite sure what we're going to be going over tonight, but it's always a great time, and you always end up learning a lot from it. Tuesdays at 10 a.m., we have a drawing group with Ricardo Sturdivant, a very good friend of mine. You may be joining us here in a little bit, where he goes through and discuss a lot of his more advanced art techniques. For example, drawing from broad to specific, working with larger brushes if you're working on a painting, how to incorporate certain aspects of design and composition into the work that you do. It's absolutely fascinating. I try to catch it every chance I can. Wednesdays at 12 noon, we have the Tattoo Now show with Gabe Ripley, where he discussed different types of the tattoo business and different things going on in the tattoo world that are current to today. Thursdays at 12 noon, we have the Tattoo Collecting podcast, where different artists from, around the country and around the globe will beam in and share some of the stories about how they've been collecting their tattoos. It's always interesting to how people have acquired such a collection from different people. Thursdays at 7 p.m., we have a subscriber exclusive with Kira, where we go back through and we start to revisit our fundamental drawing techniques and our fundamental drawing principles, such as shading a sphere, shading a cylinder, working on filigree, all different drawing ahead using the Loomis method. These are all base foundational artistic principles that every now and then we should probably revisit because we're always going to learn something more from it. We have a few real world events coming up. We have October 3rd through 6th. We have the Paradise BYOB, which has a really amazing lineup, including Mike DeVries. We will be beaming that out virtually, as well as hosting a lot of these interviews and seminars in person. Please feel free to check that out. Go to paradisebyob.com. November 12th through 14th, we have the Brussels Tattoo Convention with Nick Baxter and Ivana. Gabe's also going to be there doing a lot of business seminars. We're going to have some live beam in for art jams. We're going to have some subscriber exclusive meetups. We're going to have some general meetups as well. February 5th through 6th, Reinventing the Tattoo will be live from the Red Tree Gallery and True Tube's headquarters in Columbus, Ohio, where we're going to be doing an art jam. We'll have some seminars. There's going to be a bit more information on the way, but it's turning out to be a pretty awesome time. May 20th through 22nd, we have the Hell City Columbus show. That's always one of the all-star shows in the country. You're not going to want to miss that one. July 8th through 10th, 2022, we have the Rock River Tattoo Art Expo with a whole bunch of Reinventing the Tattoo artists and an absolutely incredible venue. So you're definitely going to want to look into that one as well. July 29th through 31st, 2022, we have the Rubber City Tattoo Invitational in Akron, Ohio with Tony Urbanek. Those of you that might know Tony, he's one of the absolute pinnacle tattoo machine builders out there. You can't go wrong with one of his machines. So I can only imagine what one of his conventions is going to be like. And it's official, October 20th through 23rd of next year, we have the Paradise Tattoo Gathering back in full swing with seminars and networking, live painting and drawing going the whole time. It's going to be absolutely awesome. I'd like to take a minute to go through and thank some of our sponsors. World Tattoo Events. World Tattoo Events is the go-to place for all of your tattoo event information. They cover tattoo conventions and events literally around the world, and the schedule is kept up to date all the time. If you're trying to travel, maybe go on vacation, maybe you need a break from life and you just want to get out of Dodge for a while. Maybe you're trying to avoid an ex-girlfriend or boyfriend. You never know. Check out World Tattoo Events. Go and find a convention in the destination of your choice, figure out when it is, and book a trip. It's that easy. I've used it plenty of times to book several different shows. For example, Dublin, London, Rome. That's where I went for the information on where to go and when it was. Next, inkjet stencils. If you're really trying to take your game to another level, check out inkjet stencils. You're literally able to print out a photorealistic image and stencil it onto your client. I do a lot of stuff with line drawings, so I always like to print out the line drawings, but there are times when I try to mix in some realism as well. For those times, I like to be able to print out the exact image that I need to stencil and put that on there. That way, none of that detail goes missing. Definitely want to check out inkjet stencils. It is a total game changer. Raw pigments, straight from the source. It's like tattoo pigment 2.0. It's based off of the old school powder-based pigments. It is 100% acrylic free, vegan friendly. It is like the next generation of tattoo pigment. Definitely need to check those out at rawpigments.co. Dermalyze Pro, also known as Delyze Pro in the US. This is designed to heal your tattoo, right? If you're still using plastic wrap and cling wrap, it's time to get into the 21st century, right? This stuff is designed to allow your tattoo to breathe while still healing it. It is absolutely incredible stuff, and it's specifically designed to heal tattoos, right? It is absolutely amazing. I mean, that's what we want, right? We want to create a barrier that's going to keep out foreign contaminants, but still let our tattoo heal completely organically. And that's what this does. Highly recommend you check that out. Tattoonow.com, the leader in tattoo technology. And where's my little blurb? The leading edge in SEO, search engine optimization, and professional development for tattooers of all levels. It doesn't matter if you're an apprentice. It doesn't matter if you've been tattooing for 15 years. If you want to know the secrets to how some of these legends are doing what they're doing, go to Tattoo Now. Take a look at their list of on-demand seminars. You will not be disappointed. And last but not least, Tattoo Education and GuyHSN.com. Tattoo Education and GuyHSN.com have a whole bunch of different things for sale on those websites, including the Biomech Encyclopedia. Guy's got a whole bunch of DVDs, tattoo machines. He's got some paintings, countless other items for sale all at the same time. Definitely want to go through and check that out as well. At this point in time, I'd like to give a very special shout out and a very special thank you to a group of tattooers that we've gotten together. We call ourselves like the Horsemen or whatever. Bruno Savatiera, Ricardo Sertivant, Kira, Larry Ross. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for always being in touch with me. Or not Larry Ross, sorry, that's a machine builder that I was talking about the other day. Larry Krugler. I think I pronounced that correct. But thank you, guys. You guys are always inspirational. Don't know if I'd be here without you. So I just wanted to say a special thank you to you.
The Horseman or whatever is an odd title. You should just be the Horseman.
Oh, I mean,
or the Horse People.
We go by many different names. A band of vagrants and
drop the or whatever though. Would be my recommendation.
I will definitely take note of that next time.
Cheers.
Thanks, Jason. Man, that rules, dude. You're an awesome guy. It's fucking pleasure to be here again, as always, man.
I was gonna say we just can't get rid of you, Ricardo.
I'm not going anywhere.
It's not that we want you here; it's that we can't get rid of you.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah, you're kind of like Rash.
Oh man, a very cool one.
Well, yeah, I'm super talented, Rash.
Oh, thank you, dude. So, what you got going on today? What are you working on?
So I'm working on that painting a little bit more. I'm probably going to go through and we got someone joining from the Philippines. Sorry, I'm like super distracted.
Wow. No, it's okay, dude. That's awesome, man. Hello from the States.
Yeah. Hello. Welcome.
That's cool.
Did my video freeze again?
It's freezing from time to time. It looks like it's kind of glitchy.
All right.
Yeah, choppy.
All right, give me 1 second.
Good.
Ricardo,
Perfect.
take over. I got to fix this.
Cool, man. How's everybody doing today? Who else in here? Let's see. Atomic and Melissa. Joe. Doing really well. Doing pretty good, man. It's kind of a stormy morning here. It was nice earlier. Like I wake up really early in the morning, so I didn't get to the gym today, but I got in for a walk with a good four-legged friend of mine, and that was awesome. And then all of a sudden, dude, it just started pouring on us. You know what I mean? So it's pretty adventurous. Yeah. How's it out there?
Oh, it was wonderful, sunny. I'm not used to being up this early. I can't take it. I'm usually an insomniac and can't get to bed before 4 a.m.
Oh wow, man, that's
Hey,
crazy.
you don't have headphones by chance, do you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I do, but they gave us a lot of backlash yesterday. Let me see if we can. It
Yeah.
might freak out. It might not.
Got it. And then Joe, are you or Melissa, you're beaming in from the West Coast, so it's wicked early. None of us could complain about how early it is.
Right.
I actually woke up at like 4-ish this morning for some unknown, stupid, ridiculous reason.
I'm often up at 4 for some ridiculous. I don't think it's that ridiculous.
It
Sometimes
is when
Ricardo's
you
up
go to
at
bed
4.
at midnight.
Yeah.
You know, the Sunday
Yeah.
night, doing the show on Sunday nights and this on Monday mornings is definitely, well, there's a reason why Jake's not hosting it.
I wondered what happened.
That sounds good.
Yeah, and I was still
I've
up
been-
till 2 a.m. last night working on drawings for the week. Go figure.
Yeah, me too. I couldn't quit.
Oh, that's way better.
Yeah, you sound way
Cool.
better, dude.
Cool. I just used one this time instead of both. I figured the both might have been what created the echo last time.
Good call. Yeah, you sound really clear, dude. Sounds like some other headphones that Gabe keeps reminding me.
Sounds like you had
Good
some
old
wired headphones.
factory Samsungs.
Nice. Yeah. Melissa, it's super early out where you're at.
Love the floats of that back piece you're working on, Melissa. I'm going to
Agreed.
spotlight you for a second.
Thank you. It's
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
either
Good.
gonna be starting next week or in September or October. Basically, just kind of waiting for an open spot other than his regular scheduled appointment.
Now, what are you planning on using to outline that?
I'm probably actually gonna mag it just because I don't have like I think the biggest liner I've got is like an 18.
Oh, I
And I
didn't
know
know that they
this is
made
gonna
liners
be
bigger than that.
yeah, this
Yeah.
is gonna be pretty heavy through here. Get the drag and the pop forward.
Yep.
Killer.
You know, for some reason, I don't know what it is. I don't like going over a 14 liner at all. I don't
don't
know
even
if
like
it's,
going over
I'm
an
just
11.
not used to them. Yeah, I would prefer to stick to 9 or under, but
I mean,
I
I'll
would
do it if I
rather
have
build
to,
it up
but
with a 5 mag than do ridiculous fat lines.
I think.
I mean, don't get me
liners
wrong.
with
If I need a fat line, like a really fat line, I'll just use a 9 mag.
Right.
I'll get a 1/4
I feel
inch
more
thick line
comfortable
going in that.
way. Right. Like chiseling a flat brush out.
Pretty much. I mean, that's the way you use it, like a calligraphy pen.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it kind of surprised me the other day when Eric pulled out the 14 to do this one. I don't know how well you can actually see it.
Oh, let me
But
take a look. I'll spotlight you.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice. Yeah, but dude,
Right
look
on.
at the bold line,
right.
right? That bold
I-
perimeter line is what sets it off.
He said he used a 14 to run it. And I
Mhm.
just I'm not even a big fan of them. They're the ones that I'll go to if I have to, but I really don't. I'd rather use my 5 mag to line out something that size.
Yeah, I use 5 mags occasionally just for getting into like super tight little areas, but I don't really use them anywhere near as much as I used to.
Yeah.
I like
What
it
I
as a
found-
liner.
See, even as a liner, I haven't been using them hardly at all. I've switched
Yeah.
over to using something like a bug pin 9 mag or a bug pin 13 mag if I really want to do like a big fat line.
Yeah.
Just because I find I can run those at a much faster pace and just really pack that black in there, and it's just solid all the way through.
Oh,
I know
what
some
kind of
guys still
machines do
use
y'all
like
like to use?
I usually go out to the yard and I'll find a nice fresh branch, right?
Right.
And I'll just sharpen that thing down if I need to, right? And I'll duct tape, use only duct tape brand duct tape to do this, right? And you just duct tape like a needle configuration to the end of it, and you just sit there and you just jab them a whole bunch of times.
That's a whole lot of
So,
awesomeness.
I did the Monkey King on my knee with some chopsticks and needle bars.
Nice.
Wow, dude, that's awesome. Stab and jab.
Hey, so it looks like Joe's getting his camera kind of set up. While you're doing that, if you could get it horizontal or landscape mode, then your camera fills up the whole screen. And when you do get it to work, we'll have you hop on and introduce yourself.
Yeah, we gotta find out where Joe's beaming in from.
Yes, we
Yeah,
do.
for sure.
We always like new people on this show.
Oh, that's very
Heck yeah.
clever. Joey Tattoos. Joey Tattoos.
Oh yeah. Joey.
That better not be my oldest skip in school.
Got everything working now.
There we go.
Hey, we
Sheesh.
can hear you. Welcome aboard.
I know, right? That took forever.
Can you last thing? Could you turn your phone landscape mode? And if you do, the whole camera will fill right up. It'll be great.
Yeah, give me a second. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
No worries.
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah, I've been running the Numa 4s for a good 3 months now. I really like them. I feel like for lining, my hand speed might be a little too fast for what I can run it at.
Let's talk about that in just a second.
Oh, you're
And,
good.
Let's find out where Joe's from. Joe, where
I
are you
just
beaming in
heard
from?
silence.
I'm from Ohio, guys. So
Ohio?
yeah.
What part of Ohio?
Closer to like Youngstown, Pittsburgh area. I live like in between the two.
Okay.
So yeah.
I got a buddy from Dayton.
Oh, nice. It's a fun place.
Right?
The headquarters for Mead is out there, isn't it? In Dayton?
I think so.
Mead Paper or something like that. When I was a kid, we moved around a lot, and I think I ended up staying in Dayton for like 2 weeks. It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, you like how none of the gas stations you pull up and park at, like you pull into?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, a lot of the little convenience stores. Lots of carjackings going on.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, I see. Yeah, got to deter that.
So, guys, I just came across something that I found super interesting.
Okay.
I just found a place that's selling an 88 round shader.
Oh, wow.
88?
Wow.
An 88 round shader.
I don't know what you're doing with your microphone, but it's not good.
Who's
Maybe it's dying.
That's
Hopefully it's
Jason.
No,
not
you were
dying.
putting your hand over it.
Yeah, an 88 round shader. Oh, correction. They have a 111 round shader.
Oh my god.
God. Dude, can you spotlight that? We gotta see this. Thing.
111 round shader.
It's like the
That's
size of my
nuts.
fist. Like you hold your hand up like this and you go, "We're gonna tattoo you today. Are you ready?"
Yeah.
That's like someone just basically cut off the head of a 10-penny nail.
Yeah.
Jeez, dude.
I mean,
Have
that
you guys, have
Wow.
you guys seen the
Great gutter spike.
mags that
the 112 mag by Abuse V.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah, I've seen
God.
those. Yeah,
That's
those
I
things are
want one.
insane.
I don't even know where to start. Like with the questions, is like the machine. What's the machine gonna do when you start running that thing?
No,
Like-
Ricardo, those are only hand tap things.
Oh yeah, okay. It's like
Because that's the only way, and you have to have a sledgehammer at the end of it, like a 20-pounder at least.
So you're pretty much just chiseling the ink into their skin at that point, right?
Well, yeah,
yeah, exactly.
bone, whatever,
Whatever.
Either that,
their
or
soul.
you know, If you're from the south, you
right
got to
to
move
the
up to the
soul.
north for a while in order to understand how to use it. You got to come shovel some snow for a little bit first,
Pretty
and
much,
then you can
yeah.
start tattooing with that thing.
It's like the
I
width of
don't
a
know,
small
some of
snow
this red
shovel.
clay.
Yeah, dude, that's insane.
Crazy.
So, can we see this thing? Can you show it to us? Well, that
Holy
Feast
crap!
your eyes
it
upon
is
the
a
Ink
cartridge.
Claw 111 round shader.
oh my god, dude. Is that tapered or is it all at the end?
Looks like it's flat.
Yeah,
Okay.
it looks like flat.
It really does.
Now, don't get me wrong. It is number 8 pins.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not going to be like someone cut off the head of a 10 penny nail. It's going to be more like a finishing
Slightly
nail,
smaller. Yeah.
right? But still, 111
Right.
pins. I mean, I'm just thinking about the amount of skin trauma that would cause, right?
Well, and resistance.
Is that
Right.
really 100? Is that like I'm looking at the tip there? How the hell is that?
I think it's a
111?
generic.
That's got to be a
photo.
generic picture.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you're not, even if it was an actual picture, you wouldn't be able to see most of them.
Right. Right.
Just
I don't
because
know.
you'd only be able to see
I'm
like
just looking
11
at
of
a
them
stock picture
across,
here.
right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Pre-order stock picture. I don't know. You may be promoting these people prematurely here. You can't even order them. I'm looking at a 30 round. Maybe.
You can't order it
many
because
needles
they
would you
can't
guys think
solder
are in
them
that- on
clean
that
enough.
Yeah, I know, right? As soon as they can figure out how to actually solder them together, they'll ship them.
Yeah.
These you can order. These are 88 round
Okay.
shaders.
See, now that looks to me like
And that look, yeah,
Yeah.
a lot more right.
I'm convinced that there might be that there's 88, no, not 888, but 88.
Look at that.
Jeez.
My
Jeez.
goodness. Oh yeah, that's bigger than your regular 16 gauge finish nail.
Yeah. That is like someone cut the head off of a 10 penny nail.
That's freaking impressive. That's all that is. Damn.
Impressive or terrifying?
Both.
A little bit of both. you
I'm
know?
scared, but I'm oddly excited.
right,
Right?
right.
Now, don't get me wrong. This is, so I understand why they went with the 0.25 gauge tattoo pins, the number 8
Yeah.
pins, so
Make
that
'em
that
as
way,
small as
even though you
possible.
are moving across the skin and you have all of those excess pins creating that much trauma, because you're using a number 8 pin, it really isn't going to tear someone up quite as much, right?
As dramatic, right?
Right, because you're using a much smaller pin, it's creating a much smaller hole.
Right.
So it's not going to cause the type of irritation that, for example, the same thing made out of number 12 pins is going to cause. So I understand that. I just,
I don't see
I
getting
can't.
good
I just
penetration
don't.
without it being soft on the edges, unless you just had a ridiculous stretch or we're going super high voltage.
Or
Well,
like
think
a
about
really
it like
strong
this,
angle.
right? If you
Right,
use a
right.
straight 7 mag or a straight 9 mag, I can guarantee you this is going to be smaller than either one of those.
You think so?
Yeah, it could.
I can
very
almost
well be.
guarantee you.
Huh.
Than just the standard 12.
And they're
Bingo.
the solder looks like it's pretty loose too. Like it's really high up on the towards the
Yeah.
away from the tips of the needles and stuff. So that's good too. You know what I mean? But
I may buy
agree
some of
with
these
you.
and try them out.
I think I might do the
But
same
look
thing.
at where they're coming from. Does it say they're from somewhere you can't pronounce?
Oh yeah.
So you'll get them about 3 months to 6. I don't know, somewhere around there. No.
Okay, Fujian. Yeah.
Yeah, I might
Yeah,
get them next
nah,
year,
I'm good.
Yeah. I don't know,
but
man. It
they
looks-
do have some interesting concepts for unique groupings, like these 3x3s and the
Those are
6x3s.
different.
yeah.
Huh. You know, when I first started out, I used to have to make the needles for my boss and the other guys that worked in the shop, and he was a very strong believer in like flats, like 5 flats and 8 flats and 9 flats and stuff, man. And those things are like razor blades, dude. So I wonder what these would be like, because they look like
I've
they're
always wanted to try them. I heard a
they're,
little rumor that Black Claw might be coming out with some triple stacks.
huh?
I would
Interesting.
like to try them as well.
If they do, I would hope that they're using like some type of like a number 10 bug pin, or
Yeah,
they're
I think
using
they
like
were
a
all
super
right.
extra long taper, because a triple
Yeah.
stack medium taper mag is just going to tear someone up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You've got
Like-
one chance to get it in right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm wondering, if these 3x3s are gonna be good for the stipple effect.
That's what I'm thinking
That's
they're
what I
made
was
for.
thinking. Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah,
Especially you put it on low voltage and just whip it in there like that. Those would be nice
Yeah.
for that.
yeah, exactly. Especially if you're doing like, well, I mean, they'd be good for the crosshatch kind of method, but even just
Yeah.
a straightforward like pull out or pull across the
Mhm.
skin kind of thing. Yeah.
I would use them for hair.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good
Tight
idea.
threes, multiple tight threes in a row, instead of doing each individual strand, being able to do
Yeah.
one pass,
Yeah.
right? And
whip
really
three in that,
calligraphies
right.
those hairlines.
Just have
I
like
think that would be
color.
revolutionary.
Yeah. Isn't that great? Like, this is so cool how we can all sit here and just think about like the different ways you can use it just based off of that
Right.
little photo.
One
Yeah.
picture, so much conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, right?
One picture to rule them all.
I did see a guy, this was probably 6 to 8 months ago on Instagram. He actually made a 111 round liner and tattooed someone with it.
Man.
And
Wow.
I mean, you're literally talking a 1/4 inch thick line. My question is, how well did it heal?
Yeah. And
Jason,
how
you can
much
show the,
trauma
screenshot of it.
occurred?
I don't know, man. Sometimes
How well and how long? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because obviously that wouldn't be a quick heal.
Yeah, not at all.
I would think that the amount of ink that stayed in the reservoir, so to speak, would hold pretty well too, with that much, like space for the ink to kind of hold in between those grooves.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
My next question would be for like, obviously that one was being used in like some type of a weird open custom steel tip that I think the guy cut in half, right?
Yeah.
But for these cartridges, these like 88 round shader cartridges, what would the ink flow be like, right?
That's-
That because from the image, it looks like it's pretty tight to the tip,
Really tight.
because they're trying to fit the maximum amount in there they can. But what
Right.
would the ink flow be like, and how much would actually sit in that reservoir?
That's a good
That's a
question.
good question. Good question, man.
Because if it's not going to hold that much pigment, then, and you have to dip like every half an inch just to get enough pigment on the tips of those pins to go into the skin, then is it really worth it?
Right.
I mean, it's cool for the novelty, but is it going to be practical in use?
Man, I think that I don't think they should be called liner. I think round shader is a good way to describe it for sure. Because I mean, like when you use a mag to line with, you're not necessarily moving straight forward, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like you still have an angle. You still have an angle that you have to kind of use for that movement. And it's the same thing with round shaders. When I use them, like the biggest liner that I'll use is a 14 round shader for a line.
Yeah.
But that's the inertia and it's the angle and everything. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. That's a good question, because even liners, they're tapered like to a point.
Super inward, right?
Yeah, exactly. So they angle down from the solder and then they come down to that point. But when you look at them, there's still those tiny little grooves in between those needles. So you know what I mean?
Right.
For the capillary action,
good
correct?
hold.
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly. So I wonder. I mean, because a round shader that big, there's got to be those little hairs sticking out everywhere. It's crazy, especially if they're loose. especially if they're loose, like they're further back, like the solder's further back. It's
The
gonna
way
be
the solder had looked in the picture.
yeah, exactly, because they're gonna they're gonna catch that skin. They're gonna want to move around a little bit, dude. Like,
Move
it's
around.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rich
Yeah,
L
Christ.
in the YouTube just asked, how much power would it take for you to push it?
That would
that
depend
would
on the
vary
machine.
Both hands.
depending on the
Boom, boom,
machine.
boom,
Yeah,
boom.
yeah.
Like I said, man.
Two
Come
extra
dig snow.
stretchers in both hands.
Yeah. It's a 2-person job for something like that, right? You have one to stretch the skin, 3 persons actually. One to stretch the skin, one to hold a shield in front of that person's face so they don't get splatter on them, and the other person to sit there with both hands and just jab it in.
There's a
and
scotch
a
called
fourth for wiping.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
dude.
true.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a 4-man
There
job.
you go.
yeah. There's a scotch called monkey shoulder, and supposedly it's named after the technique that they would use to stir the mash. Like I guess you
Right.
develop that front shoulder movement, and it kind of tears you up after a while. And I think that's what would happen with that kind of an action, just like it's the monkey shoulder method,
Right,
man.
you'd
Just
kind of
digging it in there. Yeah,
Oh, is that what they call that injury? Because I got it from something else.
yeah. Well, that one, yeah. Well, that's for the scotch. That's for the scotch, but yeah. But yeah, no, man. I think it would depend on the machine you're using.
Yeah.
Because each machine
Yeah, for
has
sure.
its own frequency. I've come to understand that anyway. So
Yeah, each machine's got
yeah.
its own feel and its own personality.
Yeah.
I wouldn't try it with anything personally below like a 3.5 millimeter stroke, and I'd run
Yeah.
it super slow.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and
Right.
if you were trying to run off of a coil or anything, I don't even know if an 8-wrap would push that.
Well, I wouldn't be
Like,
worried so
not
much about the
comfortable.
coil. I'd be worried about the current going through the machine, right? And it's one thing I have picked up on. So,
Overheating.
well, Jake Meeks went over this in one of his videos on YouTube, where he talks about like getting your tattoo power supply on steroids, right? And he did a side-by-side test of a critical
Matsuko.
and the Mutsutoku, right? Which has
That's it.
a steady 5 amp current going through it. Now, I have a Mutsutoku. I've hooked that up to my coils before. I have never had a machine hit harder in my life than using that power supply.
Really?
Oh, no way.
Not once.
So
I mean, that
I've had a
thing
lot
was
of struggle.
100% consistent every single hit, but they were loud.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I've had a lot of
The coils?
struggle. I like the battery packs. Like, I'm really liking the battery packs. The not running over my cord
Yeah, that
is
is
wonderful.
Nice. It is very
Like,
nice.
Yeah.
I've gone back a couple times when I had a battery explode on me, and I swapped to the critical batteries now, so I'm not so worried about it. But 2 of the little, I wish I had kept the guts to it, but it ended up blacking out part of the screen, completely overheating, and you could just smell smoke coming from the inside of it.
Yikes.
Really?
Yeah. That kind of worried me.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. Just throw some
Right,
water on it, wipe
We'll
it down.
swap it, throw it in the yeah.
The client's like, is that
So-
supposed to happen? Like, yeah, it's part of the magic.
One thing I have been noticing is so I have the critical battery packs for RCA connection.
Right.
I also have a couple of different FK irons machines, and I've got the kind with the twist on battery in the back at the Flux.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that, or no, it's the EXO because it's got the little RCA adapter on the back. I've noticed a difference in, I'm not sure if it's the amount of current that the batteries are putting out, or if it's, just a difference in the way that it's constructed. But I almost prefer the critical battery pack with my EXO
Hmm.
than I
And
do with
see-
the actual battery that it comes with.
I think it's the same thing with the Numa.
Right.
Like I think it's the amperage to it is higher. So you might not get as long life expectancy out of a single charge, but you're going to get more consistent amperage run to it all the time. Or at least that's my guessing opinion on it.
That's interesting. I wish I knew a little bit more about like the electrical currents and stuff like that.
Well, Ricardo, you know how I told you I was going to give you that book on aesthetics when you came to visit in Philly?
Uh-huh.
I'll show you the other book I'm going to give you.
Oh, damn. Like Christmas.
Yeah, a buddy of mine went to Wirotech to learn to like do the electrical wiring of motorcycles and stuff. So I picked up a lot off us just hanging out, working on all random crap in our free time.
You may need you may have to end up, if you're flying out here, you may need to pay for a second bag because
oh damn.
Oh wow.
Nice.
The American Electrician's Handbook.
Oh damn.
Jeez.
You want to know about current and electricity? It's right here for you.
Well,
everything you need to know. You want to know
guys heard
about
it
the
here.
different types of wire to wrap coils with? It's in here.
Nice, dude.
You want to know about electrical resistance of different types of metals? It's in here.
That's
This is
incredible.
literally everything you need to know about electricity. And don't get me wrong, you have to kind of like suss out certain parts and how it's applicable to tattooing,
Mhm.
Right.
but it's in here.
Nice.
I've always wondered why we never wrap the coals with silver instead of copper.
What? Why would you ask
because
that
silver is
question?
way more expensive.
Conduction-wise? Well, I mean, I get that, but conduction-wise and consistency, the silver would be a lot more consistent.
It'd be
Is
a lot
that-
cleaner.
It would.
Is it?
Gold
Would
would
it
be
be?
even better because it's
Right.
more dense than
Right,
copper,
right.
but it's way too soft. And
Right,
that's
it's
something
too
you have to
soft. We
think
would
about.
overheat it and
That was the
cause
next thing I was
other
gonna ask
issues.
was the heating. Yeah, because copper kind of insulates that a little bit more, doesn't it? Like the
Yeah.
heat. Yeah. I knew that. I think. Man, that's crazy. Cool, Jason. Thanks, dude. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's I'm just joking. You can't really have that book. I wouldn't put that on you. I wouldn't put that on you to take back with you.
You know what? That sucks because I was already planning on what I'm gonna put on my my text message response. You know, busy reading the book. I'll be back in 3 months and stuff like that.
Blame Jason.
yeah, exactly. But
No, I do have some ebooks I downloaded that help explain it though. So I'll airdrop you those.
killer.
One's on like electrical resistance and electrical current and the conductivity of metal. One is on basically just electric currents and how current can be measured in different ways, how current differs from voltage, different things of that nature.
Amperage to, yeah.
Killer. Thank you.
But I think
How running batteries in series versus parallel do.
correct. See, this is all stuff that, when I was growing up, my dad was a commercial electrical engineer.
Yeah.
Right. So he used to work on all of these different types of circuits and all of these different types of like serial switches and, stuff where he would have to take 30 gauge electric wire and bring it from this circuit all the way down to this circuit over here and bridge the gap between those two switches. And then he'd have to do the same thing over here and bring that over, so he was always in the know about this kind of stuff. So when I really started to learn about tattoo machines when I was younger, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I know about that. And I know about how that affects that. And I know that, my amperage should be around here, and I know that the more consistent the current or the amperage, the more consistent that electricity is going to flow regardless of the voltage.
Right.
So it's certain things like that I've picked up on, and how if you use a a thicker gauge magnetic wire to wind your coils, you're not going to have as much electrical
Actual
voltage
heat.
going through, right? You're
Right.
not going to have to turn up the voltage as high, but you're going to have to turn it up higher than you think because it's going to pull more current, right?
It's going to
Mhm.
require more pull.
Right. Whereas if you wind it with a much thinner gauge wire, because right now most tattoo coils out there that are being wound with what's known as 24 AWG, right?
Right.
That's American wire
24 gauge
gauge
American
standard thickness.
Right.
If you wind it with something like a 20 or a 22, then you're going to have more turns per layer, which is going to create a stronger magnetic pull, but it's going to require less current. The downside is that it's going to require more voltage to create the same amount of pull. So, I mean, there's all different types of ways that you can manipulate coils to get them to do what you want them to do. The difference is, number one, up until maybe 8 years ago, I didn't have a coil wind. I didn't have a choice. I got what, Aaron Kane wound them with 24 AWG. That's what I got.
Dude, those machines were so awesome. So awesome.
Oh, dude, they're amazing machines.
Man, they're incredible, dude. Like that was, as far as coils go, that was hands down my favorite coil I've ever owned. Was an Aaron Kane little G liner. That thing was incredible, dude. Incredible. Hands down.
I've got one of his
I had
mini
some
hook
Colts.
liners from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
It's a beast.
Yeah, dude. There were no frost, no nothing, man. They were just boom, just solid. Like, jeez.
I had
You knew it
an
was gonna be a good
apprentice
day.
asking the other day what the difference between the rotary style machine and the way that the coils operate is. I was like, well, you being an engineering graduate, I would assume that you had some understanding of it prior to this. I was like, your rotary's alternator, your coils are more like your magneto and stator on your motorcycles. I was like, I don't know what better way to explain it to you.
I just like to tell people that they're made by different types of magical creatures.
Yeah.
That works. I would believe it. You know what I mean?
Some
I'd be
are
like,
made
that
by
seems
gremlins,
legit,
some are made by gnomes.
right?
And that's the difference.
A little bit of science and mostly magic.
Yeah. So Ethan in the Facebook did have a comment. He said, it reminds me of coils with the tilt speed. It's more feel and sound than looking at numbers, but no speed bumps while you're in the groove is definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one thing that I always was asked to, like, what do you run your machines at? What do you? And I was like, well, it sounds like this, and it feels like this. Like I was never one to kind of like look over at even the ones with the little readouts and the power supplies with the readouts. I never really paid too much attention to them.
As a child, I raised hell. So
Yeah.
I shot a lot of guns without hearing protection and, pretty much destroyed my ears as a kid. So it's not so much the listening for me as I will take and just touch my thumb to the armature bar and get that feel for it.
Yep.
And I can base it better off that.
You could always see it.
Do it when I worked with coils.
Yeah.
I used to hit it off my pinky.
Watching
just
for
feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So I've actually lost sensation in most of my fingertips and most of like the first digit of each of my fingers on each hand, just from sitting down and tuning machines for so long. Like I have next to no feeling at all in the tips of my fingers.
Dang, dude.
Like no pressure sensitivity, no pain sensitivity, because like you're sitting there and you're tuning something like a very long stroke, very, very punchy shader, and you want to make sure it's going to do the job. That's not going to feel pleasant.
Right.
Mm.
You know, so it's literally destroyed some of the nerves in my fingers.
Yikes.
I call her my chainsaw. She's old Hildebrandt.
Oh, Hildebrandt will do it.
I almost cut my thumb off of the table saw, so I kind of know what you feel like.
Yeah, you know then
Right.
Oh,
how you're
man,
like,
that
I
was
think
rough.
this is good. I can't really tell anymore, but I think this should be okay.
The way I try to explain it is like if you ever had like super glue on your fingertip, right? Like a thick
Yes.
piece, and like you tried to feel it and you could feel it, but you can't feel it. It's just weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a good way to put
So
it.
my old boss, when we did carpentry, he used to reach under whatever plywood he was cutting, gather a little bit of sawdust, and throw it at the new guy. Well, we had a new
Oh,
guy decide he was
man.
going to try to get my boss back, and my boss
Oh,
zipped over
no.
the top of his hand. Fortunately, my boss was really good at setting the depth just barely through, because all it did was shred skin. It would have straight took all 4 fingers and every knuckle they had on each digit off.
Yikes.
Dang.
Yeah, he was lucky.
Yeah, the safety guard is what saved my thumb. That's what
Yeah.
didn't like actually clean it all the way off. It was crazy.
Wow.
I had my next door neighbor as a kid lose 3 of his fingers on a skill saw. Skill saw not plugged in. He tripped, fell up the stairs with it, no safety guard on it, clean chopped him off.
Wow.
Yikes.
Holy crap. That's
Yep.
like Final Destination stuff right there. Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah,
That's a
for
movie I
sure.
kept thinking about. Yeah. I was trying to remember
So
the name of it.
he
You
was
got
an
it.
old Vietnam vet. And one day he called us over. He was like, hey, come here. You know, I've got something wrong. And I see that his hand's wrapped up. And I'm like, what the hell? We go over. Well, his piranha done jumped out of the fish tank. He tried to get it and it bit his finger off, like down to the first digit.
oh man.
Piranha.
Like getting the other one or getting it back in the cage, it bit him again, took the other next finger digit off.
I'd start looking for a new
But
pet
he
after
just
that
loved
one.
his piranhas.
Yeah.
Right. It'd have been on the grill.
Right?
You guys ever had a piranha sandwich before?
No, actually, I can't say I have.
I mean, yeah. But that's the day you find out, though.
Nah.
Right?
Right.
Yeah,
It's like, I wonder how you would taste if you were deep fried.
exactly.
Right. Sauteed with butter. Mm.
I will turn you into a snack.
I had one of the apprentices tell me that this week, like after Friday the 13th, we've got a regular manager going on guest spot for 3 weeks. And they were like, well, we're going to put you as acting manager, not assistant during this time, this and that. And one of the girls was like, oh, well, if you fire us, I'm going to cook your fish. I was like, well, you know, I like sushi. I'll just pull it out and eat it raw, like right in front of you as I fire you. I don't care.
Mhm.
I'm not going to say that didn't happen when I was in college
Right.
more than once.
Good old drunk bets.
Dude, you just won a goldfish at a carnival.
I think we all know how that story ends.
You guys are terrible.
I mean, I felt bad the next day.
Right.
I thought he was still swimming around in my stomach.
Mhm.
It's like your own portable fishbowl, you know?
That's the way I like to look at it.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry to all you vegan and vegetarian people watching us out there.
My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I would like to apologize on behalf of my younger self.
Right? I just hope God's got a sense of humor, whatever you believe in.
You're telling me
feel
me
like he
someone that
does.
created the platypus and the giraffe doesn't have a
And
sense of
made-
humor?
and made us.
Yeah, I know,
that
right?
made us, yeah. What are you guys working on today, man? What else? Does anybody have any appointments coming up that they're really excited about?
I'm prepping for another armpit tattoo.
Oh wow, dude. Okay.
Fun.
Is it gonna be like gears and such?
Part of it gears, part of it like a messed up, I like to do that dual pupil eye, just kind of a
cool.
little signature thing.
Yeah.
I haven't quite decided if I'm going to give it like the mechanical tubes and wiring of actual mech yet, but I'm kind of leaning that way.
Awesome.
It depends. I'll play with this one. I'll see what, I'll put it up by our armpit. If I don't like it, I'll trash the whole thing. It ain't nothing. More practice.
Yeah, there you go. It'd be cool to like maybe take some pictures and post them up in the RIT so we can kind of check out the progress and stuff. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, yesterday I went on and posted up what I finished up in the comment section of yesterday's lesson.
Oh, cool. Yeah, well, I'll check it out after this then. Nice, man.
Yeah, I never know where I should post what. I always feel funny about hopping in and posting stuff in random spots.
I'm the same way.
Or what I should hashtag it to on Instagram or
Right.
We need to come up with that, a good like drawing group reinventing tag so that we can just
there is one.
Throw everything into there
Reinventing
and
drawing
critique
group.
it.
It's in the title.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I think I may have put it on that one I posted yesterday to Instagram.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I've been doing lately is just the hashtag reinventing the drawing group. Yeah. And then make sure,
I keep meaning to go through and put it all on Instagram. And I swear, by the time we get done, I don't remember what anybody said their name was.
Right?
Well, I'm easy because I don't have an Instagram, so there you go.
Ooh.
Hey, all right,
I know,
man.
right?
Sucks.
I'm waiting for everybody
So how
to
do
say
I get a
something
hold of
against
Joe?
me.
He's a rebel.
Oh, that's great. Jeff Gogway is off the Instagram.
Yeah.
It's a great thing to be. You don't need it. Let me guess, you're still tattooing people.
Yeah, no
right,
doubt.
right.
Isn't it amazing?
Without
Like,
it, you know.
Yeah.
So many people.
Although the younger generation still looks at me kind of funny. Like I get 21-year-olds in there and they're like, "You don't have a what? What about a Snapchat?" I'm like, "No, I don't have none of that."
Yep.
I have Facebook.
I've just hit my year and a half mark, so I don't really have the clientele to say, "Oh, I can, get off social media yet."
That's it's not about not having a clientele. It's about using real world actual techniques and or there's so many other methods, search engines, like social media.
Honestly,
I don't need to
I've
argue
gotten-
about that.
I've gotten a few of my
No,
freaking
actually,
clients off of Xbox Live.
Yeah.
It's all networking.
That's
it
actually
doesn't
one
matter.
reason I was wanting to talk to Gabe was
Word of mouth,
to
man.
see what the best possibilities for that were.
Well, I'm sorry. What was the question?
I said that's actually one reason I was really wanting to talk to you about some stuff, like put a website together, this and that.
Yeah, like
Because
websites
I
and the
wasn't
search
really
engines.
sure.
They deliver for years, and the social media is a completely different beast than a search engine, and they're just designed differently. The search engines are designed to deliver people the best results of what they're searching for, and then the social media is designed to keep you addicted to it and swiping, right? So like, I mean, and I've gotten some pretty good social media followings, but like you're still under their control. So even if you get 100,000 followers, if you're not addicted to it, then Instagram's not going to deliver your shit to people. If you are addicted to it and you have 100,000 people, then there you go. But again, the point of the two different machines are different.
And see, I don't care anything about it.
So it's going to be hard to really ever get traction.
Stuff, but I don't even scroll.
So like the algorithms
The
are
real
never really going
world
to be
would
favoring you.
definitely be better.
Pay somebody else to do it, and again, to Joe's point, like real world existed way longer and is still way stronger than Instagram wants you to believe it is. I mean, again, Instagram and Facebook are designed to keep you addicted. You don't need them nearly as much as they have you feeling you do. And I just, anyways, just to wrap it up, like putting stuff up on a website, or that's attractive to the search engine. So when people are searching for Star Wars sleeve tattoo or rose tattoo or even tattoo shop near me, so much business gets generated out of that. And again, you like post up the work that's high quality and you leave it there, and it works for you for years, decades sometimes. Whereas with the search with the social medias, you put it up there, and after 24 hours, it's old news. It's designed to keep you there for the new fresh stuff. So anyways, I wouldn't, I'm not like completely anti social media, although I'm pretty anti social media, but I would say you should be feeding the search engine.
I feel you, me too.
Well, if you feed the search engine beast first,
Okay.
and then the social medias, again, the
Right.
social medias should be driving those people and those eyeballs, to some sort of method for you to keep track of them after the fact,
And see, I've been kind of upset with the way that that Ink Paradise runs the website. Like, it's not been updated. It looks like we have 4 artists. We have 12.
Oh yeah. Oh
Oh,
sure.
wow.
You get on and you look at our reviews, and I've got amazing reviews, especially for me to just be
Cool.
crossing over my 1.5-year mark this month.
Cool.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Bro,
I
absolutely.
appreciate
The Google business listings, again, when people are like, I need to hire a social media manager, it's like, are you updating your Google business listing like with awesome tattoo pictures? I don't know. There's so
Should I
many.
do that individually?
Come again?
Should I do that
Oh
individually?
yeah, absolutely.
Should I build my own
You are an
site?
artist. I mean, ideally you're working, in conjunction with, a shop, and you're co-promoting. But
Right,
certainly the best of both worlds really is, or at the least you should
Way
be
to
promoting
go.
yourself as your own brand. I wouldn't do it at the expense of the studio. I mean, everybody's got different studio situations. I have no idea what
Right,
it's like. I don't want to, I always want to encourage people to work with their studio owners, because they're generally working very
I
hard and
definitely
underpaid.
do. Right.
Yeah.
And I love this place to death. I had All or Nothing try to tell me I was a junkie.
All or Nothing in Atlanta.
Yeah, I was 1 block over. We moved. I'm
Oh.
like a 1/4 of a mile from them now.
I don't
But
even want
ended
to.
up
I want to
getting
stay far and
right
clear
down the
away from that
street.
conversation, because
Yeah. No good can come of that.
I did their first
Gotcha.
website, like, whatever, 15 years. Speaking of websites, and because of the amount of manic energy behind it, it performed really well. But yeah, no, there's a lot of great tattoo shops we could talk about,
Moving
Cool.
right
Well,
along.
I need help with
So
mine.
Joe, how did you find
Next
the place here?
topic.
What?
Yes.
So Joe, how did you find Reinventing? Is this your first time beaming in, or what's your?
It is
you
the
have to tell us a
first
little more about your
time-
story here.
It's the first time zooming in. I've been watching you guys for a minute. This is the first time I've actually got the gall to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna stop in here and talk to you guys. So
Awesome.
Sweet.
Welcome.
Hell yeah, we're
Sweet.
glad you
Yeah,
did.
man. Yeah, dude. That's
And you were
awesome.
tuning in on via the app or via the YouTube channel, or how do you
it
find
really
out about
depends on
Reinventing?
where I was at the time. I have the app on my phone. I streamed it through Fireside Tats for a while. Yeah, I watched you guys wherever I could, to be
Awesome.
honest.
That's cool, dude.
That's
What makes it
awesome.
worth
man.
us to beam out in all the different places?
Definitely.
Yeah,
Oh
sounds
yeah,
like it.
Fireside was where I heard.
Yeah,
Right.
Fireside's great. Jake's
One
awesome.
app. That's why I started
Yeah.
subscribing a year ago.
I remember like 8 years ago when Jake was first getting on the scene, and if you look at his first videos, some of them are pretty funny.
Yeah, I remember
we
I
all
like
grow,
those.
and my
I
first
really
videos are
like
fucking
those.
horrifying. Oh my god, my first videos are so bad. But it was
Good
funny
to
'cause I
hear.
remember thinking, we don't have anything to worry about with Jake, And 6 years later, I got my ass handed to me on a platter. I'm like, Jake, can you save my ass?
That's incredible.
Jake's great though. Well, I'm lucky to partner with him on the BYOB this year, and I think maybe some of the future Paradise events.
Nice,
So,
dude.
Wow,
Heck yeah.
it's good to work with people. I've been like freelancing and but here I just work in my office alone now, so it's always good. You know, when I'm doing events, it's good to have another partner. You know, with the Rock River one, we're doing a show next July 8th to the 10th in outside of Chicago. I'm partners with Guy and so the fellow Rob for that. But yeah, no, Fireside's awesome. Thanks for joining in. It also makes it worth it for us to know that we should be hitting all the different venues. So let's see. So we have it's 10:05. We have at least one comment. Oh my God, the loss of limb talk. You guys want to talk about tattoos? The bro chit chat's boring. So I don't know. Do we want to talk tattoos for a little bit longer, or what's everyone's thoughts for the day? Hey Dale, do you have any particular topics you would like us to discuss?
Yeah.
I could also seed it a little bit. Anybody catch the Netflix? We have to talk about, how could we not talk about the Netflix tattoo redo?
I've been
yeah.
watching that on the trailer portion of Netflix, like when you just kind of hover above the icon. But yeah, I haven't clicked into it yet. I usually
We
kind of
watched
steer
the
away from that.
first
I'll start to
episode.
see part of it, and then I just go, nope, I'm out. Back out.
You know,
Well, what do you
Rose
guys-
Hardy's a sick tattooer. Twig's cool.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think Twig must be on tattoo now because we're getting a lot of emails for him. But yeah, I got about 5 minutes through it, and I was like, "This is awesome that more tattooers are, you know, getting on the Netflix." But and I can't
Yeah,
complain
that's
too
cool.
much because we don't have our own show on Netflix. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely like a formulaic-ish. Oh, you know what it is? I mean, I guess it's fun to have gimmicky things, but they have the other people picking the tattoos, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Like
So it's
their
like
friend
tattoo.
or loved one, whoever. Yeah.
Oh, whoever doesn't like the tattoo
But
is picking the new one.
It's not so
Huh.
bad. It's not like abruptly, oh, we're about to fight about this at the end.
Okay,
That's
that's cool.
good.
So
They're
it's not
usually
like if you
yeah,
put all of us
decent.
in a room together,
Right,
because we would come up with some ridiculous stuff.
exactly.
I do think that we should do, and maybe while we have, we're figuring out what we're doing for Mondays permanently, we could do, and maybe next week we could do a, what do you call it, like a cover up 911. You know, send in your horrible
Yeah.
tattoos that you want covered up, and then everyone can, you know, plop them into their computers and come up with different cover up ideas.
I love that
I'm
idea,
working
man.
on
Yeah,
a
that'd
couple
be
now,
fun.
so that
Yeah, that'd
would,
be-
yeah, for sure.
I love that idea. I know that a while back there was a guy doing it, I think in New York or was it Pittsburgh and somewhere. He is working on a big chess piece, and I was waiting to see if he was gonna like put that up in RIT so we could all work on it together. But that would be fun too, if we could have a section where people might want to put up their tattoos if they have any questions about like, what do I do to cover this up? You know?
Yeah, I think we do cover up 911. God damn, we can't keep making all these new shows though.
Yeah.
But
I
we could
will-
just we'll call it Reinventing, cover up 911. And we could either have people tag their, well, I don't know, I probably should have them email them in.
Yeah, emailing
I
would be
don't think
awesome.
email would be the best bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would help keep it a lot more organized.
Do we need
Man,
to come up
that'd
with a
be
new
cool to do
email?
on
Like we use the drunk critique email. We swear it won't be drunk critique. Why am I emailing drunk critique? Because it's only
Yeah.
going
And
to
see,
email
I
addresses.
think we should do the drunk critique again, because I could use my ass ripped enough to get me motivated better.
Agreed. Yeah, man.
All right. Let me
You know
go
what we-
grab the tequila. We'll get started right now.
I'm calling my appointments. I'm canceling everything.
You know what
Right?
we should do? We should have a we should get like the tip box, the drunk critique tip box, and whatever gets over $100, I could we'll divvy it up with some of the judges so they could buy the booze. It's also that also
dude.
really does cost like well, it costs like a couple half days leading up to it to practice, and then it's like the day and a half after.
Oh,
It's,
yeah.
you know, it's an expensive event. You know,
Yeah,
and
in
time
time
and treasure.
alone, yes.
I think I've lost like 3 months off the top end of my life because of it.
As well as how many friends.
after that holiday episode, I'm surprised you survived.
There's definitely been more than once where like at the end of it, we're stumbling around after the fact, talking to whoever it is that's still left on the line, and then I get back to my house and I get back in front of my computer here, and I'm like, oh shit, that was all just broadcast out. But
It was
It's got the
hard.
time delay.
Have
So wait,
y'all
we're
ever
talking-
watched any of the guy on YouTube? He does all the world's worst tattoo videos. I think he's based
Oh,
out of Canada,
yes.
Fluffy Talks or whatever.
Fluffy talks. Yeah, he's pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Fluffy
My
talks
God,
now.
some of his stuff. He did this drunk like world's worst social media video or something, or world's worst Christmas photos or something.
He
It's
does
just
a lot of those
hilarious to
kind of
watch him get
videos.
so upset at the Santa beard suit as he gets drunker.
Oh no, nice. Bringing it back to tattoos so that Dale doesn't
Yeah.
keep
Sorry.
nagging. But no, it's all good because we can shift into you guys know Andrew Stortz, I imagine.
Mm-mm.
You don't know Andrew
Not
Stortz?
right off.
Claude? Do you know Claude? Claude is the most famous tattooer on the Instagram.
I'm bad
Claude
with
Klaus?
names.
Claude
I've heard of
Klaus?
Claude. Yes.
I'm
That one I've
hoping.
heard of.
I'm really hoping to book Claude Klaus for a Paradise interview. I sent it over to his Instagram, but he is the most famous Instagram artist. Look it up on the YouTube's Claude Klaus, most famous Instagram artist.
Let's see.
Amazing YouTube videos. Andrew Stortz. He's got a podcast too.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll have
Books
to check
closed,
him
right?
out.
Yeah, book's closed. He's not doing it anymore. As soon as we wanted to advertise with him, he's like, "No, we're not doing him anymore."
I've reached my capacity.
Yeah.
Did Dale have a question about a tattoo stuff though?
Right?
Nah.
But no.
Probably
okay.
You just
already
wanted to hear
booted.
us talk about tattoos, I guess.
Let's see.
Jerry agrees. There are people still in the chat room here. Jerry P says Andrew's podcast is so good. Yeah, that's Books Closed is the podcast. And
Which chat room, Gabe?
I don't know. I think I've already clicked on two more. That one's in Andrew's podcast, Reinventing YouTube channel.
Because that's the one I have up. I'm not seeing it.
I don't know what to tell you. Adam Inkflow says Tattoo Redo is actually pretty good, better than the MTV gimmick.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Rose Hardy is an awesome artist.
She's fucking great. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. Killer stuff. I just started following her not that long ago, actually. And
She's from
it's solid.
from New Zealand. She's been around forever. I mean, not to date anybody or age anybody, but she's definitely been pretty solid for a wicked long time. She's in New York, no?
Yeah, from New Zealand, living in NYC. Yep, just pulled it up. At McCurry Gallery or Tenderhorn Studio. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's awesome stuff, dude. Jason, I don't know if you can pull it up or not. Maybe we can kind of go over a couple of her designs. She's got a lot of mixed media stuff in here too. That's awesome.
It is great when real artists are getting on the TV.
Yes.
It's sad that when they sometimes when they complain, it's like, well, you can't complain.
Right.
Can't play with fire and get burned and then complain you got burned again. It's like when I lost my fucking shit. It's like I couldn't cry on anybody's shoulder and be like, you wouldn't believe it.
Right.
People played dirty and apprentices stabbed me in the back. No, they're right down the street, like a half a block away. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Sounds like the world.
Linda, wow.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
looking through. Okay, sorry.
So sorry to interrupt. Rose Hardy's part of Tattoo Do. Yeah, Tattoo Do ambassador. Have you guys ever looked into that?
You know what? I started to, and then I got lost on it. So I didn't really follow through with that one. But I know that you and I have worked on a back piece together, Jason, that you ended up being contacted through that app, didn't you?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that
I've
shit.
done a couple of client pieces through there. It hasn't really gotten me much in terms of like what I want to do, which is kind of frustrating. But they do occasionally host like some drawing tutorials and such.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Chris Garver's got some stuff on there. Joe Bosco.
Man, that guy's stuff is amazing.
Oh, I know.
Joe Bosco's awesome. Yeah, look at that. Like, okay, so look how solid traditional her stuff is, but at the same time, there's a little bit newer twist on it. But then you go up just a little bit, and there's that portrait. So I love it whenever I see this kind of stuff in artists' profiles. Like, it's very versatile. There's an understanding of the medium, which is the tattoo equipment that she's using, the inks, the machines, the needles.
Oh, that's great.
And then just, and then still being able to apply it to like a different style of rendering, which is what more of her stuff is more traditional, like, but like.
Oh yeah, see, this is a Kings Avenue tattoo
technique.
Yeah. Was this 20 weeks ago? She's not there at Kings Ave anymore? Or?
I'm not sure.
Or maybe,
I think she's at McCurry Gallery or
Yeah.
Tenderthorn Studio.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I
that
knew her.
stuff is
I knew her
killer.
from King's Ave, but those are Rubendall. Those King's Ave shops. Fucking
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Kings Avenue, is there two of them out there? There's one on like the island, right? And then there's one out in the Manhattan
Probably.
area.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
believe that. I'll buy that
Yeah.
for $1.
That's what I'm talking about. I love that quote.
Oh man.
Haven't heard that in a minute.
Jerry
Yep.
says Amian Tattoo has some great info and vids, but the premise is a little corporate. Yeah.
Ah, okay, there you go.
That's why you should be hooking up a tattoo now.
There you
We've
go.
outlasted them all.
There you go, man.
Right?
I am actually pretty
Yeah.
psyched to be spending more time geeking out on it a little bit. With the tattoo conventions, our tattoo galleries are going to go crazy again too pretty soon. And doing interviews
It
is
is
fun. I'm,
late.
I'm interviewing Christian Perez in a couple weeks. You guys know
Nice.
Christian? Everybody here know Christian's work?
His
Or,
work.
fuck it, I'm gonna share it.
We'll pull that up.
Go for it.
Go for it, man.
Let me.
There's
see
also
these.
Valerie Vargas that does a lot of that.
Oh
that
yeah.
same-
If you
similar
have her, you
style.
can share that real quick.
Yeah. Let me see. if I
Well,
can-
I'm gonna fire up his work here in a second.
Ooh.
I also got Hunter's interview coming up on Wednesday. I'm psyched about that. That's a full-on traditional interview.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that last night, Gabe, in the show, and I
Yeah.
agree, man. His stuff is so just unique, even in that traditional sense, you know.
Yeah.
I can't get into my Zoom on my
Okay, here, let me
my iPad.
fire this up then. Share screen. So this is Christian Perez's oil paintings.
Oh wow.
And,
Yeah, dude.
you know, I sent him over his thumbnails. He's like, these look great. I'm like, yeah, no shit, they look great, dude. Like, you can't
Yeah.
really fuck this up. I mean, you can, but like, I'm not, you know, look at that shit.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
Jesus.
And so,
You know, when Kara was doing the Luma skulls the other day, this is exactly what I thought about. Is how the like third one from the right looked just like that conch shell kind of
Mhm.
layout.
Well, that is the prime example. Those conch shells like that are the prime example of
Nautilus?
that. Yeah, the Nautilus.
Yeah, yeah.
Prime examples of that golden ratio.
look at that shit.
Look at look at the warm and cool contrast there.
Yeah. And
Not only
the way
that,
it blends
he
into each
got
other.
into the black and everything else.
That-
he can
that-
do fucking
Beautiful.
crevices. You know what I mean?
That gray that comes out of the
Yeah.
eye socket, man, is incredible.
Yeah,
Up onto
for
the bridge of the
sure.
Like a
nose, too.
purplish gray next to
Yeah.
that green for the contrast.
Yeah, dude, killer. And it's very minimal as far as the usage of it in their overall piece too. Man, that's awesome.
I
That
want to
reflection.
keep going. I got to find the cosmic one as my allowance. And it's hard to skip
That's
through. There we
awesome.
go. How about this?
There you
Oh
go.
man.
Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Life in its truest form.
Wow.
Yeah, when he said he was
Killer,
going to do a workshop up, you know what happened is I ended up booking on BYOB. I booked Paradise with a whole bunch of cool stuff, and I was like, wait, there's no like just regular oil painting class.
Oh, dude.
He was like, yeah, I'll do an oil class. He's taken a bunch of the Illustrators Masters classes. I don't know if anybody here has caught any of those, but I mean, I know no one here really has,
I've
but
been wanting to.
they're sick. Yeah, they're doing them all online now.
Yeah.
I'm about to get into that. Illustrator's master's class.
Yeah, I think it's called Smart School now because, like I said, it's all online. Rebecca Guay, I believe, is either the founder or the co-founder. She moved down to Savannah. It was right up here. I used to go there every
Oh.
Father's Day for 10 years to the open house.
Nice, dude.
Cool. So
Savannah's
she's only a
gorgeous.
couple hours from me.
Oh yeah, cool. That's a fun place. You get to walk around with your booze out in the public,
Yeah.
like a civilized town.
Person? Yeah.
Okay, this is awesome.
Semi.
Yeah, it's definitely like online courses then, isn't it? Fall courses 2021. Here we go.
Yeah. Like those
Killer, man.
teachers
Thank you.
are just out of, is Ian guy. Every once in a while I was able to sneak into some of the seminars. They would do like a full week. Like Paradise is a pretty packed schedule with lots of stuff to do, and I don't tend to sleep much or break much, so the schedule tends to not have much time for sleeping or breaking. But like
Mhm.
the Illustrators Masters class was like 3 extra days. Like I'll do 4-day events. They were like 7 solid days, and like we had some pretty awesome teachers. Like our teachers were cool. You know, guys teaching, and Alex Gray, I think came. You know, Chet, there was some great, but like they're all at the Illustrators Masters class. Ricardo, if you read off some of those names, like those illustrators, they're all like
Yeah.
40,
just-
50, 60 years in.
Yeah, dude. And it's just I keep scrolling all the way through. Like I don't see the end in sight. It's Ray Bonilla, Sam Weber, Martin Whitfuss, Martin Whitfuss, Dan Doss, Winona Nelson. Yeah, it keeps going, man. And I remember Jake one morning was talking about Scott Fisher and Greg
Oh
Menches
yeah,
too.
Scott Fisher,
Yep.
he's in there all the time.
Yep. Yeah, and then there's all kinds of different renderings. There's all kinds of different mediums that each one of these guys and gals do. It's
Boris
incredible.
and Julie are usually there. Their kids are
Yeah.
great too. Boris and Julie, their kids are fucking amazing. I mean, they're like not kids anymore, but they're
Boris?
offspring. They're adult offspring.
Boris Vallejo, Julie Bell.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. That's like a legend name, man. I was just up in Galena, Illinois, like I said last week. Was it last week? I came, and I was in this little antique shop, and they had a Molly Hatchet album, and it's that
Cool.
Boris Vallejo album art cover. I was like,
Nice.
this is golden, dude. Like I was this close to buying it too, man. I was like, I just want to buy it and hang it up on my wall or something, you know? But yeah,
When
dude,
I was
that's cool.
in college, I had my now ex, but my ex-fiance's mom, she had an original Boris Vallejo, and I actually had it up in my apartment probably about 1.5 years.
Oh, awesome.
Beautiful.
What?
Yeah,
That's incredible.
legit, like straight up, and it was it was amazing just having it like there in my home to be able to look at. Like, you're going, holy crud.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah,
we actually
that's
have
incredible.
a question in here from the chat room. It's a pretty standard one, but might be worth giving it a go for the last couple minutes before we sign off. Johnny Johnny asks, how doing apprenticeships? So I'm presuming from Memphis, Tennessee, but let's chat a little bit about how can artists prepare themselves to be an attractive apprentice?
Who wants to go first?
Finished work in a portfolio.
Finished work in a
Right.
portfolio is the most important
A
one.
good
The
portfolio.
organization of it. Yeah.
Showing
get-
dedication, heart, and being a good worker, persistency. There are a lot of traits we look for.
Being willing to invest time.
Yes.
How well
That's a
you
big
listen.
I
and can
would
handle criticism.
I'd start adding on really truly having something to contribute. And sometimes in the past when people, when the reason why an apprenticeship might cost $5,000 or $10,000 is because the apprentice isn't there to contribute, they're there to take, which is okay, and it's a fine transaction, but by far everyone I imagine could agree, when an apprentice has some sort of skill set or something, either be it artistic or some other skill set that's of real value to the trade, then that's where that real partnership and relationship could really thrive. When the apprentice is bringing almost as much to the table as the mentors are.
Right.
And the last couple of apprenticeships I was part of, they were like, speaking of the Illustrators Masters class, one of them came straight from the Illustrators Masters class, and the other was another professional illustrator. So it's like, at this point, it's much harder to kind of be that 18-year. It's not that much harder because there's still plenty of different tattoo shops out there. But as far as the circle that I was running in, or am running in, I guess, the apprentices are now coming over as already accomplished illustrators. They're not learning volume or composition. They need to readjust and learn it in the context of the body, and the skin is a completely tricky medium, of course. But point being is, as far as preparing yourself for apprenticeships, like just constantly working on your original art to the point where it's undeniable that you would be an asset to the tattoo world, then somebody will bring you in, as well as getting great tattoos.
Yeah. That's
Well, and that's that I kind of build off of, because to me, that's also part of the investment of time, right?
Yeah.
Are you willing to invest the time to show up and get, awesome tattoos, to learn? And, when you get awesome tattoos, they take a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So
not
are
only
you willing
that,
to invest in that?
in the beginning, you do a lot of like grunt work and just, things that other artists don't want to do. You know what I mean? So you have to push through all that to get to the great tattoos and learning and everything else. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, and the thing that people don't get about some of that grunt work is like, if the apprentice isn't doing it, then fucking you are, right? And so like eventually, if you're the apprentice and you're doing it, why am I fucking doing this? Well, you're gonna do it because you have to do it. Like everyone's got to
Yeah.
do it. You might
Yeah.
have help someday, so you might be able to teach somebody else how to do it, but you have to do it. And I remember I was retelling this story. If we can end on a shitty note. There are some times there was this one bathroom cleaning that had to happen, and there was one part of the bathroom cleaning that had to happen, where all of a sudden I found myself looking around, and I'm like, and one of my good buddies who was working with me at the time, he was a manager. He was an industrial level cleaner. Like his mother was a clean freak. He's an awesome guy. He was the kind of guy like, well, it's a dirty job, but fuck it, whatever. It's a dirty world. And he'd put on his rubber gloves and his mask, and he'd get in there. He was like, I'm not touching that shit, Gabe. It's fucking all on you. And I'm like looking around. I'm like, isn't there anybody else I could possibly call upon to help clean this toilet? Like, I don't really even understand how it's possible for the stuff that was caked onto this toilet. It was caked on. And so, the thing is with the apprentices,
I'm still
it's
sorry
like,
about that, Gabe.
Oh,
I am, dude. I'm still sorry.
I know you're
you
capable
keep
of a
ragging
lot,
on me
Jason,
about it
but-
all the time.
Oh, no. I know you're capable of a lot, but I think that the damage that was here was, I'm not even sure anybody here could comprehend.
Oh,
Like I said, there was no one else I could
trust
call on
me,
in the
we
world.
can.
I was the only one. Maybe you can. Okay. But yeah, so that was, so if you're not doing it as the apprentice, like you might just be doing it as a shop owner. And
yeah, I think
yeah.
the last thing you can really say to that is go in open-minded and be ready to learn, and don't expect anything. Don't expect to be able to sit down and start tattooing that first day, that first week, even, you know what I mean? That first month, sometimes even, you know what I mean? And
Or first
you have
year.
or first year, exactly. Like you're not gonna. There's so many. Like I remember Guy was talking about it with a couple of us on one of his Monday night classes, and he was saying, there's all these moments where you're learning how to tattoo from this person that's been tattooing, longer than you can even imagine. And they're saying, well, you're going to apply the ink this way, but at the same time, you're not really doing this how I'm explaining how you're going to do it. You know what I mean? Like there's so many little ins and outs. There's so many little innuendos that you have to pick up along the way. So there is a lot of like technical terms, a lot of technical ways of doing things, but at the same time, you have to be around it. You have to experience it, and you have to understand it through experience sometimes, just in order to achieve the effect that you want to get. So you have, like, it goes back again, like what Jason and Gabe were both saying, that time, that effort of time, you have to put everything else on hold, and you have to dedicate yourself to this one idea, this one goal.
And it's patience too.
Well, another reason that I think that the traditional apprenticeship is kind of the best route, you get to really see how your mentors, how people interact with the clients. You get to see how they position them for strange things that you may not come across. There's just so many little things that taking the time to do it slow, do it right, burn the muscle memory incorrect is so much more valuable.
Yes, big time.
Yes.
It's better to learn than to unlearn, right?
Right,
Yes.
right.
Yes.
I think what
Take
you're
it
trying
from
to
a
say
guy
is
with a
it's
whole
easier to
day.
learn the right way the first time
Right,
than it
right.
is to have to unlearn the wrong way and then relearn the right way.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
You just doubled your time. It's like me looking at the young me now and going, don't do that. And the young me just going, whatever, dude, shut up.
I got this. Don't
Yeah.
do
Why I'm
Whatever,
blacking
I
out
do what
part
I
of
want.
the rig.
You don't know what you're talking about, man. Yeah. Cool.
okay, should
Well,
we
a great
go
morning.
around the circle and
Yeah.
let everybody know how people can find y'all? they want to get amazing back pieces or koi fish or all the stuff that's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll start out first.
Cool.
But whenever you guys are.
You're on.
Hey, what's up? All right, cool. My name is Ricardo Sturtevant. I'm on the Reinventing the Tattoo drawing groups at 10 a.m. Tuesdays, Eastern Standard Time. Give it a go. Thank you, Joe, for dropping in today, man. It's awesome to see new people coming in. I always talked about that in my classes on these forums every chance I get to, just put everything aside and jump in, man. Just start having conversations where you can start. It all starts from there with the learning. Jason, Gabe, thank you guys so much for everything, all your time and effort. It's awesome. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I can't even begin to describe it. So thank you. And yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. And let's go to we'll do Atomic.
Hi, I'm Aaron, or Atomic_Injections47 on Instagram. I work out of Ink Paradise. We're located just outside of Atlanta. I like to do a lot of really odd stuff. I don't even know what to call it. Kind of a mix between abstract and biomech. That's my goal anyway. I much appreciate the platform. Guy, Lauren, Gabe, everybody, Jason, Ricardo, especially you. That's some wonderful advice. I appreciate the hell out of all y'all. You have no idea. This has been very helpful.
Awesome.
We do what we can.
I
man.
appreciate it. Oh, for sure. Y'all do way more than you can. I really, really have needed this. It's been wonderful.
Yeah. Timing is great.
Nice to be with like-minded people.
Right?
Yeah.
Joe? Hmm.
Joe. Yeah. Just
Joe.
not your average Joe.
No, Joe E. Tattoos.
Yeah, that's my handle on Facebook, joe.e tattoos.
Cool.
I work out of Mountain State Tattoos. It's a little shop in a little town, like 40 minutes away from Pittsburgh. So, but no, I like to do a lot of color work and stuff like that. And I do appreciate you guys letting me come in and talk to you and say stupid jokes and whatnot.
That's part of what we're here, man. I mean, we try to have fun
Right.
and try to be educational at the same time. So
For sure. Hop in more.
Yeah,
I
dude,
definitely plan to. Definitely plan
Good.
to.
awesome. You're always
deal.
welcome, man.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Melissa.
Hey guys.
That looks
Um,
great.
thank
Oh
you.
yeah.
So you can find me on Instagram, MAC_MISSA. I'm located out in Staten, Oregon. It's just a single artist shop, it's just me there. I love doing cover-ups and all sorts of different styles. I'm kind of narrowing down before my books reopen in October, really briefly. So yeah, if you're interested or in town, whatnot, send a message.
Awesome. Excellent. Gabe, you want to go next?
Sure. Oh, I should probably look at the camera then. I'm Gabe Ripley. I'm the computer geek around here. Founded Tattoo Now in the mid-90s, doing computer stuff for tattooers. And yeah, now that Reinventing is kind of working, it seems, people are getting the notifications on the app and then beaming into these things and signing up to get the classes and whatnot. So I am actually actively doing more search engine optimization work, client management work. We either build websites on our platform or I could help optimize your website on your platform. Again, with eye on search engines, not the social medias, because I want your work to pay off forever. Wow, that turned into a sales pitch, not a sign off. Anyways, GabeRipley.com. This is amazing. I want to thank everybody for making it actually happen and work, because if it wasn't for people beaming in, then I don't know what I'd be doing, but I wouldn't be doing this. Awesome.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
All right,
Gabe.
I'll close everything out. So Hey everyone, I'm Jason Leeser. I like to host these drawing groups on Sundays and sometimes Mondays. If anyone ever has any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, you can shoot me a message on Instagram at Philly Inc., or you can always email management at reinventingthetattoo.com. We're always looking for feedback. If you want to join in maybe next week, or if you have an idea for a topic that you want us to cover, let us know. We'll be more than happy to discuss just about anything. As long as it's like tattoo art related in some aspect, way, shape, or form. Also, if you're looking to get a subscription to Reinventing the Tattoo, I actually have a super awesome 10% discount code that you can use. And I'll splash that up there real quick. So it's reinventingthetattoo.com/next level. It's definitely going to be there to help you take your work to the next level, and it's 10% off. It's already less than $1 a day, but this just gives you a little bit more incentive.
And that's a 10% off for life, I believe. So it's
yeah.
Nice.
Also, paradisebyob.com, October 3rd to the 6th, Jiminy Peak.
Yeah, I can't wait for that show. That's going to be absolutely
dude.
I'm working nonstop. I don't know if, like I said, I've got Jesse Levitt, I think, is the next one I'm going to be adding up. I've got Thea Duskins. She's got a really awesome mixed media. Everybody's so fucking sick. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Just keep getting better and better, man. That's awesome.
Well, now it's going to stay it's going to mostly stay the same. Oh, I think we're going to talk with Rich. Maybe when Rich confirms, then we'll have our final lineup for the year.
Sweet.
And then we get to work on next year's shows.
excellent.
Sweet.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank
so
you,
I'm going to go through, throw it back into gallery mode. And now is the point in time where we all make goofy faces and hold up our drinks. And we got to hold it for a few seconds because there is a delay on here. Yep. Keep holding, keep holding, keep holding.